Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. And just wishing everybody, look, we're in the festive mood here. We know that this is Christmas week and everybody's, preparing to, well, I don't know what everybody's preparing to do this year because this year is different, but hopefully spend some time with your family in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's conversations over the phone, FaceTime, Zoom meetings, check out Zoom because Zoom is having some unlimited, like sometimes they'll for the free package, you have a limited amount of time for your Zooms. It's like 40 minutes. But there's a few days during the holidays where they've extended that so that families can, join together and have fun with each other. So some of you guys never get to see this young man right here. He's always behind the scenes making everything happen. He makes the music pop at the time it's supposed to. Our guests get on, the flyers are there. And this Alan, how are you, Alan?
Hey, everybody. Looks like your guest just showed up, too, by the way.
Okay.
But anyway, I wanted to pop in and say, hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. Whenever you're broadcasting, and everybody has to be at home, you take what you can get. So,
That's it.
don't expect any big studio with lights and everything right now because there ain't nobody over there. But
But everything's happening anyway, right?
that's right. The editor's here and the security people are here. Everybody's around.
That's
But no, Allie, I wanted to pop in very quickly. I see your guest just came through the green room, but
okay.
I wanted to take a minute and say, hey, Merry Christmas to you. You've been with me a long time.
Thanks.
And, I know we got some big things going on next year. And, you almost look like an Indian with like a one of them war bonnet thingies, whenever you have your head turned a certain way.
Well,
But
I think this thing
anyway,
lights up if I can find the button.
I'm gonna bring your guest in, put her at the bottom for a minute here,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
Hello.
hey.
Steve, how are you?
But no,
Hi.
I just wanted to pop in real quick, and then I will get out of your way. I'll exit stage left, and we will go on with life. But like I said, I just wanted to congratulate you on what is it, 2.5 years now, something like that.
Ooh, long
And we've been having a big time. Hey, folks, if she can put up with me for 2 years,
True.
that ought to be like a halo above her head, not necessarily some antlers or whatever.
Oh,
But we have a great time. So,
yes,
Allie,
I appreciate it.
congratulations. Merry Christmas. I'm going to go out, get out of your way so you can continue with your show.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate you.
Uh, we'll talk to you later.
Okay. Hey, T girl, how are ya?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good. Thought I'd put on my little hat for a little bit because it
I
is
was
Christmas
thinking that
week.
you're looking real festive over there.
Last night I had on some earrings that look like snowflakes, and I had on the red and
Oh.
white, but I ain't do all that. So, I'm excited to learn more about this book. I mean, because even just the title is like, what's happening in here?
Some of everything. You won't believe it. Trust me.
Oh, wow. So, when did you write it?
I wrote
Oh,
it.
you know what? Wait, T, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I was just talking. We like to give everybody an opportunity to greet the audience and tell them a little bit about yourself. I'm sorry. You go ahead and do that.
It's no problem. Well, I'm T Wallflower. I have two beautiful children. I am an author, amongst other things, and I'm just ready to step on out there in the world and get seen and get known and show them what I can do. I'm not just limited to one thing now. I got a lot of other stuff coming together.
Cool. So, um, when did you write the book? We'll get back to that.
It was the beginning of this year, I would say between February to April.
Okay, okay. So, the title of the book, in case y'all haven't seen it on the post, is A Bee Trapped by Its Own Honey.
Yes, it is.
So, come on and give us the lowdown. What is it about?
It's about a girl, she's pretty. She knows she can get what she wants. She just goes for it. But then I think she bit off more than she could chew. She ran into some guy. She thought she was going to get a little money out of him and get things, just move on. But she got caught up into some business that ain't have nothing to do with her. And from there, things just start, crumbling down. And then her friends got stuff going on too. And she doesn't know about anything about it. Everybody, got stuff going on. But then later down the line, they're starting to see that it's all connected, but they just don't know who it's connected to or why it's happening. So it's definitely a tale of someone or a female using that nectar and getting trapped behind it.
Mm. Now you made a point there, right there. Sometimes, yeah, we do that.
Yep.
Give a little smile, show a little more than we should sometimes. And
Bat
just
our eyes.
thinking, huh?
Bat our eyes.
hmm just thinking, well, just a free dinner or a free drink or something like
Yep.
that. And then next thing you know, you being stalked
Yep.
or you can't get away from somebody. They expect that you're their one and only and
Yep.
you can't be talking to nobody else.
And
And
all you did
so,
was have a drink.
mm, a bee
Yep.
trapped by its own honey. So that's what I be telling people, watch what you do. I mean,
Exactly.
My dad used to tell me, whatever kind of habit you're going to have, make sure you can afford to
Mm-hmm.
support that habit.
Yep.
Make sure, you don't have to lean on nobody else for whatever you need. When you go out on a date, make sure you have your own money
Yep.
so that you can get back home in case, because you don't know what's going to happen. Y'all fall out, you get left somewhere.
Yeah, you be sitting there looking crazy, and you say, "I should have listened to Dad when he said it."
Right, right. So, who's the main character in the book?
The main character is Talea, and you see my sister. She's on the cover. It's Talea in the story, and
Okay.
people are saying, "Is that really her? Is that what's going on with her?" And I'm like, "No, don't get that twisted."
Right, right.
Yeah, she's the main character, it's Talea, but it's Talea, Sanaya, and Tian. Sanaya's Talea's sister, and they have this friend, dancing. She's a dancing doctor. She wants to become, a doctor or whatever. And I mean, it's a lot going on in that story. I tell you, I don't know how much. I can't even stress the fact that when you think the story is going to turn out one way or go this way, it's not.
Right. Stay tuned because your imagination ain't broad enough to figure it out, right?
Um, it's one of those stories that's gonna have you hanging on the edge of your seat. You're gonna want to rush through the book to figure it out. But I'm telling you, it's a cliffhanger.
Wow. So what made you is that your first book that you authored?
Yes, it is. It is.
So what made you want to write this story?
Well, honestly, this one it just came out of nowhere, and I don't know what it was, but I just knew when I was typing it. I said, "This one is it. This one is the one that's gonna catch everybody's attention. It's gonna catch them off guard." I mean, I've written stories before, but I just knew, in my heart, this is not it. This is not the one. It's not the one. So I just sat down one day, started typing, and it just hit me.
Wow. So have you always wanted to be an author? Have you always just written, but never really published things?
Yeah, I've always written. I this one I never thought I would push, being an author. I always thought it was going to be music, but now I really put, forth effort into it, and I feel like this is my main calling.
Oh wow, okay. So what in your writing, what do you hope to happen like when a reader's reading your published books? What do you hope to happen for the reader?
I kind of want, everyone to see a little bit of themselves in it or try to take lessons from it. Maybe do's and don'ts of certain things. Some of the stories I'm pretty sure or the situations are relatable. So that's what I want it to be. I want it to be relatable. I really don't want, just to be like an imagination thing. I want you to be able to see it, feel it, and understand it.
Okay. So what do you want the readers to take from a bee trapped by its own honey?
To take from that one, for one, you have to really pay attention to who you're hanging around. I mean, I know sometimes you can't, but sometimes you really have to pay attention to the company you're keeping.
Mhm. So it sounds like, I know sometimes people get a little iffy about like teenagers and stuff reading certain books and depending on what the subject matter is.
Like,
But a lot of times like you're saying with this book, even some teenagers, the youth can figure out because that's the period they're in. They're
yeah,
trying to figure out who they are. They want to be around the most popular kids or, the people that seem like they're doing stuff. But you really got to know, like you said, the company you keep.
yeah. And
How
people,
important is that, really?
it's really important because you can often people get in trouble for things they didn't have, like I said, no business being around, no business doing, and they'll make you be a fall guy. So if you would have
Yep.
just knew who you were dealing with a little bit better, I mean, you can't know everything, but if you knew who you were dealing with just a little bit better, you could have stopped yourself from getting in that predicament. So my story may be a little raw, a little gritty, a little um I guess unconventional, of course, for some teenagers, but it definitely puts a lot of life in perspective.
Definitely. And so, I think you're right though when people read books. I mean, people read self-help books, people read books about cooking. I
Hmm.
think every time you go to a book, there's something you're trying to receive from that message,
Right.
from that story. And so what I'm hearing even from a bee trapped by its own honey is that really take into consideration who you are,
Hmm.
what you want out of life, and then like even the people you hang with. Sometimes we know what the people are about,
Yeah.
not all the time, but sometimes we've seen signs.
And we just ignored it because we wanted to be a part of the it crowd, or
Yeah,
we wanted to go where everything was at, or it's just sometimes the excitement of bad things is what gets.
yeah.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right.
But when you think about it, I mean, like I know a situation, and we was like grown people, but we was young people.
Yeah,
And one of the girls liked to go in the store and just take stuff, not because she didn't have the money, but she just liked to take stuff,
it was exciting to her.
see if she could get away with it.
Yeah,
And so, for me now, I ain't even gonna front. Y'all going wherever y'all going. I don't have nothing to do with that. I can't do jail. I can't do it. So, but I had another friend who was excited. She didn't take anything,
hmm,
but she liked being around to see if we could get away with it.
adrenaline rush.
Well, when they got caught, they got caught. Whether you had something in your pocket or not,
Yep.
both of them had to, do community service. You had a record, all that kind of stuff, and she didn't even put anything in her pocket, but she was willing to be in that situation.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Life, you never know what's gonna happen, and you never know how things are gonna affect somebody else. So, like,
Exactly.
what's next? Like, even what's people saying about the book?
They're saying, well, is it true? Are you sure it's not fake? You didn't make it up? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, sure. It's false, it's a novel, something I thought about. But a lot of people they do like how I told the story. It's not, I would say it is what I said, but it's how I said it. They like how I presented it. It wasn't, to them, it wasn't like a regular book. A lot of people say when they read it, they can see it as a movie. They can picture everything that's
Mhm.
going on, the movements or how the person sounds, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to get lost into it. I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. So that it seems like to me that's my goal is being reached.
That's good. And I think just like what you were saying, people are asking if it's so real. To me, what I and see, I haven't even read it yet, but even the comments you're saying, it's like that book must be captivating. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And for them to ask you, are you sure this is not something you haven't experienced? But it may not be something you experienced, but somebody
Yeah.
has.
Somebody
And so,
somewhere has, trust
or
me.
somebody is right there in the middle of that right
Yep.
now. and maybe this book will help them, figure out their ending.
Absolutely. And it's different. Like I said, it's different situations going on in that story. So if you're not relating to one of them, you're going to relate to something else in it. So that's why I want people to really check it out.
And where can we find the book?
It's on Amazon, it's on Google Play, and the first chapter is free on Wattpad. So you got a few places you can check that out at.
Cool. So what's next? What are you working on next?
The second part of that book, it's a trilogy. So I'm
Ah,
working on the second part of that one. And I'm working on my auto on and off right now. I just want to get, the pieces of that together. Um, I want to be fully engaged while I write that one.
okay.
It's my life, and I want to make sure I put everything into it so people can understand it more so than they would right now. So I want to take my time on that one. And I'm also trying to put or bring together a movie for this book. So
Come on.
I'm gonna take my time. We're gonna see how it rolls out.
That's awesome. I love it. I think you should go for it all.
Yeah.
So, I know you were saying that you do other things as well, and I heard you mention music. So, what are some of the other things that you like to do, or you have a vision for?
Well, I want to get back into doing music. I used to play a lot of instruments. I write music, but I'm more so of a rapper, not much of a singer, but I can harmonize just a bit, but too much. But I want to not push myself too much and get, burnt out so early. But I do want to get back into doing music.
Okay. A rapper. Come on, girl. So, how long have you been rapping and writing music?
For a long time. I used to get in trouble about the stuff I used to write about. So, yeah, I used to get caught with little pieces of paper and little stories and songs and stuff when I was in maybe it's about seventh grade. But I've been doing it for a long time.
Okay. So what made you so it sounds like you've been writing for, like you said, a
Yeah.
long time. It's just different formats from music to now books to movies. And so um that just kind of what is something that you can tell somebody that might be listening to you right now who has wanted to write, whether it's music, whether it's books, whether it's a manuscript, whatever it is, how did you get over the fear of one, writing, and
Mhm.
then two, allowing somebody else to actually see your stuff?
I'm still kind of on the fence with the music right now. Nobody can see that or hear that just yet. But as far as the writing, or anything in life, I think it just comes to you come to a point and you're just like, okay, I'm ready to do it. So I feel like people should understand when you get that feeling or you think it's time for one not to be scared, you have to always understand there's always somebody out there that needs to hear what you got to say or going through what you're going through. Somebody has to learn. We as people don't always have, people right there with you to help you. So I don't think we have to get better at not being so afraid with expressing ourselves. So I think everybody should go for it. Don't hold back no longer.
Now you said something, and that's a very good point. You really think that everybody has somebody that they can go to
Mhm.
for advice, somebody that they can turn to, but that's not always the case.
No, it's not.
And even if they have somebody, that somebody might not be encouraging,
Mhm.
that somebody might not be understanding to where they're going, or because a lot of times when people can't see the vision, they try to be like, "What you talking about? You can't do
Right.
that. Why you want to do that?" But
Try to
you can,
talk you out of it, talk you down.
yeah. So has that happened to you?
Honestly, no.
That's
No.
a blessing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, everybody's been honestly a lot of what I've gotten was, but what's taking you so long? Why you not doing it? Hurry up? That's what I got.
Oh,
Thankfully, it
good.
wasn't too much of negativity, but they were more so. worried about me procrastinating.
Mm,
That was the problem.
yeah, yeah. And that's one thing too that everybody has to deal with. It's like you feel like you have a gift, you feel like you have a story, you feel
Mhm.
like you have something you can share. I mean, even if it's doing workshops, teaching people how to write resumes to find a job, is something that is on the inside of us that somebody else needs. And
Right.
so, don't worry, don't compare yourself to anybody else,
Nope.
do it in your flow and do it in your way. You know what I mean?
You got it.
It's hard to do that sometimes. It's hard to keep that mindset though sometimes. So, even for you, when you were procrastinating and things like that, instead of just, walking away from it totally, what kept that vision in your path? You know what I'm saying?
I just knew I had something that everybody had to see. That was just how I felt. But everybody, all of us in the world has something that somebody needs to see. We just got to figure out what it is. And I feel like mine is telling me stories. I just feel like the stories that I tell, somebody somewhere is gonna need to hear it, and they need to see it, and they need to figure out what they can do. I just want to be. I'm not gonna say. How can I put it? I want to be a beacon for somebody else out there.
Mm, that's cool. And that's what we are a lot of times. Even when we don't realize it, somebody is watching.
Mhm.
Somebody is looking to see, how did she make it this far? How did she get to this point? And so, I encourage everybody who's listening, whatever it is, but even if you need help getting to that point,
Mhm.
help. Don't you think some people need to ask for help sometimes because
Yeah,
you might not know the steps to take?
because we get so caught up in it's a pride thing or an ego thing. We can't let that get in the way because this person might know this person, or they'll be able to help you with this and that, and you can't miss out on opportunities to further yourself. So yeah, you're gonna have to let that ego and pride to the side and take care of your business. You better ask that neighbor or that friend or that brother or sister. Somebody gonna be able to help you get you where you need to get to.
Girl, I know that's right. And I mean, and even, sometimes again, maybe you don't have somebody to bounce off of.
Mm-hmm.
Just start. You know, take it one day at a time. Learn what you can. Just like say with this show. I didn't know anything about doing shows, radio or, virtual. And I was like, Lord, what am I doing? But it just takes one day at a time. And here we are, like Alan said earlier, over 2.5 years
Yeah.
later, and it's easier, but now I've got another vision, so
Mm-hmm.
you never stop growing
Nope.
your vision. You never stop manifesting, but it'll start manifesting in different ways, just like you said, like with the book. Then you have a movie, and then the music, all that, putting all that together. That sounds so exciting. Are you excited
I
about
am.
that?
I am. It's like I want to. I'm just so ready to see everything.
I think you muted yourself.
I did, but I'm just so ready to see everything play out at one time. It's like my book. I was so ready to read it, put it all together. I wanted to read it myself to see how it sounded, knowing that I did that. So that's what I'm more so excited about. I want to sit there and just marvel in it and say, you know what, you did that.
I love it. That is so cool. And I like to have guests on that have, been through something because, everybody's walk is different.
Right.
Your struggle might not be my struggle, but at the same time, even like yours was procrastination. You never really doubted what
Mm-mm.
your story was or what your purpose was, but you just weren't committed to it at the time. You weren't walking in it.
Yeah, it was just this is like the doorway for me to actually put out what I want to put out, and that's my autobiography. This was something of a a stepping stone for me. So, okay, you can get this out the way. You did this one, you did this one. now it's time to throw this curveball at them. So that's basically what this is.
Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Well, T, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna Mr. James Thompson is our expert on fourth Mondays. You guys know that we are here every Monday at 2 p.m. and we have different experts. First Monday is Carrie Ann. We have a new one coming on third Monday starting in January. Haven't announced the name yet. And the fourth expert or the expert on the fourth Monday is James Thompson. So we did a little promo. So we're going to show that now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. And you guys know that we have a show every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12. But guess what? We're also broadening our horizons. We're trying to launch out because we also are Making Connections Network. And so, what do you do when you're called a network but network with others? And so, I wanted to come on and introduce you to our expert who is with us every fourth Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I call him a motivational and inspirational coach because if you come on the show, that's what you're going to get: motivated, inspiration, and you're going to start feeling encouraged that you can live this life and live it well. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to James Sherman Thompson, also known as JT. Hey there.
Awesome. How you doing, Miss Allie? It's always an honor and a privilege to be on Making Connections. And every fourth Monday, we are impacting and inspiring and having a great time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing to be, on the airwaves and people being able to hear and see our voices and see us up close and personal and get a little Monday motivation.
Absolutely. And as you can see, he is a part of Big Woo Radio and Elite Life. So you know what? I keep him close so I can ask him questions so he can help me out. I'll be like, okay, I'm a little nervous. What should I do? So again, I can always go to James for inspiration and motivation.
Definitely an honor and a privilege. Yes, Big Woo Radio, co-founder and host on the Big Woo Radio, as well as the host of the Elite Life Show, president of the Elite Gents organization, a nonprofit organization as well. So just continuing to walk in my purpose and trying to impact and inspire others.
Absolutely. So if you guys want to learn more about James, learn more about, or if you're having a rough day and you just need some encouragement, guess what? Tune in to Making Connections every fourth Monday at 2 p.m. That's every fourth Monday. And I guarantee you, when you get off of the show, or, even if you have to catch it on the replay, because you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and the shows are always listed there. So even if you miss it on fourth Monday, or you want to go back and see some of the shows he's already done, check us out on Facebook. And you can always catch us live fourth Monday at bit.ly/Making Connections TV. That's bit.ly/Making Connections TV. Thank you, James, for being one of our experts. And that's fourth Monday, everybody.
Don't miss it.
Hey, you heard it there from James. Like you said at the end, don't miss it. So T, we've been talking to Miss T Wallflower today, talking about her book, A Bee Trapped by Its Own Honey. Miss T, thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
being with us today. And before you leave, I want you to give the listeners, a word of encouragement, if it's walking in their purpose or even trying to find out what their purpose is, but leave them with a little inspiration.
Well, what all I can say is never give up. It doesn't matter if you got to try a million different things to find your niche. Don't ever stop trying to find it.
And I think that's great advice. I think I've said on the show before, sometimes parents get a little irritated because their child wants to play the piano, then they want to play the drums,
Yeah,
then they want to play soccer, and you're like, you're killing me. I got all this stuff and you don't even mess with it anymore. But it takes that for them to figure out what they're
absolutely.
really good is, what they're really good at, where their passion is. And if you allow them to do that when they find their passion,
Yeah.
that you'll forget about all that other stuff, right?
Yeah, because I was one of those kids going from organ to drums to flute to trombone to everything else. So, so I can understand that one.
And I think that's cool because, like I said, everything that you encompass, the music aspect, the writing aspect, now your book is published,
Hmm.
you're trying to make it into a movie, and but you have so much talent that you can even tell them, okay, the music right here needs to be more dramatic or whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So so be encouraged. Every aspect of yourself, you, the listeners, every aspect of yourself, everything that you're wise about,
Hmm.
use it, put it in action. Don't
Definitely.
think you went, even like the character in the story, A Bee Trapped by Its Own Honey. The character went through something. They spread a little honey to catch a little something and got caught up in it.
You absolutely did.
But I guarantee you, when that bee got out of that honey, that bee learned something.
I'm pretty sure everybody done learned a thing or two by the end of it.
See? And so even for you, the listener, whatever you've been through, don't be ashamed of it. Take the value out of it. Take what you've learned, take the strength and keep going. Don't be ashamed. Maybe you have to put your story in a book. Maybe
Right.
you have to write your story in some music and put it out. Whatever it is, maybe you have to blog.
Yep.
Whatever you need to do that and keep moving, keep pushing, keep inspiring other people,
Abs-
all the while you're still learning and loving yourself.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, T, again, tell everybody how they can follow you and where they can find the book.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook at author T Wallflower or just T Wallflower, and you can find the book paperback and ebook on Amazon, on Google Play, and the first chapter for free on Wattpad.
And you heard it here. She said it's going to be a trilogy. So, this
Hmm.
is just the first one. So, make sure you go ahead and get that. So, when she drops the next one, you'll be ready for the sequel. Well, T, again, thank you for being with us today. I appreciate everything.
Thank
We
you.
have one more quick. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll see you back when the sequel comes on.
You got it.
And right before we go, we have one more quick break, and I'll be right back.
All
For being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Allie and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ ALYSSIAJOHN, as considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Again, you've heard it right here. This is your girl, Allie, Making Connections. This is our show. We're here every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. But this is my show, but I also have a network. I have a platform. Like the commercial just said, if you have a voice and you want to get your voice out, give me a call. Maybe you don't know what steps to take. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. Maybe you're not ready to launch your full out show and be committed to it every week or every day, however you want to do it. But you want a platform for once a month, just like James is doing. He's here every fourth Monday. Carrie Ann is with us every first Monday. And then, like I said, we have a new expert coming on the third Monday. You just want to be able to, get some information out, let people know who you are. Contact us. We are Making Connections Network. This is your girl, Allie, on Making Connections TV. Reach out on Facebook, Instagram, or you can give us a call at 980-389-6826. Thank y'all for sticking with me this 2020 year. 2020 has been something, but look, we made it. A lot of people didn't, and my prayers go out to all those families that are suffering or who have experienced loss. Absolutely. But you know what? We're not through with it yet. We still got to hunker down and we still got to be safe. But thank you guys for staying with me and supporting me through 2020. But look forward to 2021 because we have some great things in store. I pray that you all have a wonderful holiday. Have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy your families in whatever capacity you get to visit with them, whether it's through Zoom, FaceTime, telephone, whatever it is. But don't be by yourself. Reach out to somebody, okay? So until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Toodles.